Hello. So in this video we are going to talk about algorithms, and we often hear people saying the YouTube algorithm, the Instagram algorithm, but what is an algorithm? So an algorithm is a recipe or a step-by-step process when we want to do a task. So one of the hardest things that we face when we start programming is structuring the way we think. So we have to start structuring the way that we think and the way that we approach problems so we are able to replicate them and solve problems. So we want to be able to break down complex problems into smaller ones so it becomes easier for us to tackle them. So a framework of thinking that you are able to be using is the input, process, and output method. So this is not going to work every time because not all of your problems are going to need an input and an output, but I guess this can be a good way of approaching. So you're going to see that these components are used very often when it comes to creating algorithms. So I um, put here three examples so we can do together of how would we approach these problems thinking algorithmically. So the first one is create a program that sums two numbers. So for us, this is very easy for us to think about this problem because we often can use a calculator and what we do when we are using a calculator. So the first thing that we need to do is to input the two numbers, and then we can say that do the calculation. So in this case is summing the numbers, and then we can output the result. So if we are going to analyze a little bit more, the input would be the numbers, for example 2 and 3, and do the calculation would be 2 plus 3, and the result would be 5. So this is a very simple problem, but we were able to break down into smaller problems. So the first thing is to get the numbers and then do the calculation and print it. So you can see by creating an algorithm that if you're going to multiply the two numbers, we would use a very similar algorithm. So we wouldn't need to change this part because it's very generic. Do the calculation. It would be changing the plus sign to a multiplication sign. Okay, so the second one is a little bit harder, but it's an easy problem as well. So create a program that checks if someone can drink or not. I am going to assume the drinking age of Brazil, so it's 18. I know that it depends on the country, but yeah, for this problem we are going to use 18 as the drinking age. So the first thing that you need to do is to read or to get the input, the user's age. Then you are going to check the user's age, print you can drink if they are over over 18, or print you are not able to drink if they are under 18. Of course, you can break this down into other steps or more steps, but this is not the algorithm, but an algorithm. So the last one that we are going to do together is this one, the third. Create a problem that returns the student situation according to their average. So you're going to print failed if their average is less than 5, or else if they have an average greater or equal to 5, you're going to print passed. So you are going to first you have to get the student average. Of course, we are assuming that we are already going to receive the average, but if we only had the individuals grades, we would add the steps of calculating the average. But to get simpler, we are going to get the average, and the second step is to check if the average is less than 5. If so, print failed, else or otherwise print passed. I hope that following these 3 problems, you were able to see that we are able to break down these problems and see that they have a logic steps to be able to solve them. And if you need more examples, or if something was not clear, please feel free to ask me more, and leave your comments down in down this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.